Okay. Hello? I don't hear anything. Hello?
Hey, 3, 2, 1, let's go. We are here for Sports World Network. Hey man, stay at the Lakers. Antoine, 411 in the house. What's going on, man?
What's up, Jones? 411.
Yeah, man. Stay at the Lakers, man. What is up with our squad, man? We got Jeanie Buss situation. Let's start there, and then we can get into what we think the team should do. But Jeanie Buss is now saying the things that we've said forever since the LeBron arrival 7, 8 years ago. Uh, man, what do you think, man?
Uh, yeah, some words that should have been coming out of her mouth long ago. This is just basically the arrogance that is LeBron James. Uh, I can't think of very many times as an employee that you get to tell your boss or you expect your boss to cater to you. So, um, with that, just like I said, the things that
Yeah,
she's come out and said, uh, it's just about time for it, man. We see what LeBron is trying to do. He's even his even his fans are they aren't able to hold that veil up anymore. We see what he's trying to do. He's trying to just score as many points as possible, probably make his scoring record unattainable again, and trying to jockey for being you know considered the GOAT. And he's from that he's worn his welcome out in LA. We see that. So like I said, I don't have any problem with what she said. Um, like I said, it's just it's long overdue. That's the only thing I
yeah.
can say. It's long overdue.
Well, yeah, man, and I mean, the things that she said, hey, man, clutch sports, Rich Paul too involved, and all these things. And this is stuff we've been saying all along. But see, the talent and the fandom outweigh with the message. Remember the story, Three Little Pigs, right? And the one pig making his house out of brick and cement. The other two wanted to play around. They made their house out of sticks and straw, and they didn't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was good right at that point in time. Until the big bad wolf show up, and now you want to hear what you got to say. And that's like what we've been saying, man. It's like you know, he's come over, the roster had overturned, who was drafting young players. Kept saying that. AD, don't bring him in so fast. Brought him in fast. The Russell Westbrook thing. He wanted Russell Westbrook over there. He had dinner with him and everything. Had him and AD at the house. Then when it don't go the way you want it to go, oh Westbrook he's the vampire. He's the issue. He's the problem. Like all this stuff. We kept saying, no man, this is what you wanted. And now it's always everybody else's fault. And see, Jeannie is saying that stuff now. Only thing I say about Jeannie is she got to take some blame on this because you know she made decisions on a lot of this too. So she got to kick herself for this too. But hey,
She, she
it is what it
enabled him.
is, man.
Yeah,
She enabled it.
she enabled
Yeah,
him. Yeah, she enabled him. So
yeah. And don't forget Darvin Ham. Remember
yeah,
another coach. What's another coach? And what was the guy who used to coach at Fink? Vogel. You know what I'm saying?
Vogel.
Like all these guys, none of these guys were good at what they do. Okay, and then now you bring in uh, Mr. Know It All
They
and
got rid of
Red, and now
they got rid of
and
Walter
now
when they first got there.
oh yeah, Luke Walton from the jump, man. He was played and was on the staff before that, and then look at the guy now, right? Bring in a Reddick, like JJ Reddick. They didn't coach any NBA team, no assistant job in NBA, no college team.
No, high
I don't
school.
think he, I don't think he coached a high school team, and yet he's the head
Yeah.
coach. And now even he's looking crazy out there on the court. Like, man, what is going on? Forget the record. The Lakers are like 8 or 9 games over 500, but the schedule helps with that too. And it doesn't help that you have Luka Doncic on your team, so you're gonna win X amount of games. But the problem is, you can see already he just can't do it. He just can't call out LeBron like he wants to. But you already know what Luka offered. But when LeBron is not giving you anything on defense, and the media don't want to push that side of it, they keep pushing the Luka side of it. But I'm telling you, you cannot have a good defensive team, two bad players, and you'll start lineup. And they won't pull the plug on LeBron. And until then, that's gonna be the downfall of our squad until that area is completely over with and you can rebuild. But anything else we talk about the
You're getting just a little bit of a breakup there. Maybe.
okay, anything else? What you thinking about the regular season and some moves, or what you think Lakers need to do? Some issues that you see, some positives that you see from the lineup, and anything moving forward as the trade deadlines get close to.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing would be to go ahead and trade LeBron, but he has to have a say so in that. He's naturally going to want to go somewhere that's a championship contending team. But honestly, I don't think teams want him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I don't think many teams want what this LeBron has anymore. You know what I'm saying? You see that he's showing you that he's not going to play defense. He's a defensive liability now. Uh, he's, I mean, he's still physically 6'8", 250. I mean, like he's still big enough to score, especially in this, in
Yeah.
this soft NBA. So he can still score the ball.
Yes.
Um, it's just
Hmm.
that you got to think about how he makes, how he affects other players. And we've seen it. We see that other players, in order to play with him, they have to give away in order to play with him. And I don't think you have very many teams that have their guys that at the top that are trying to push forward, that are willing to give way to that. You know what I'm saying? At least, like I said, not this LeBron.
Yeah.
And so you would have to, you'd have to try to find somewhere where he could go, and then, like I say, get something in return that would be, you know, a help. A help to your team, and then you got that salary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Lakers are gonna, nobody's
Hmm.
gonna want to just take on all of what he's owed. You know what I'm saying? Which it'll probably getting close to the trade deadline, which we got probably about another 2 weeks to go, 2.5 weeks to
March, February
yeah.
5th. February 5th.
So about another 2 weeks to go with that. Uh,
Yeah.
so you're going to have, you're just going to have to figure out who would want to do that, and then ultimately, is she going to give JJ Redick the green light to do what he needs to do, which is probably bench LeBron,
Right.
which like
Yep.
it's one of those things that's such a catch-22 that he can't do it. You know what you need to do to him, but because he's been so great for so long, it's like it's crazy. It's almost like you can't make him do it, but you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you just have to have, you have to have the 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 Kahungas to be able to do it. And you know, I don't think JJ Redick will.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that's why they got rid of Darvin Ham, because he saw this a couple of years back. He saw
Yep.
what he wanted the LeBron to be able to do, and LeBron wasn't going to
Yeah.
do it. And so,
And I,
you know,
Yeah.
It's
But I throw something in when you finish.
yeah, and it's just the thing. Like we talk about. We understand what Luca is. You know what I'm saying? We understand what he is, what he does. He's still young. Yes, he's a defensive liability. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't play the greatest defense. But, I think I remember saying the same thing about Dirk, you know what I'm saying? Which he can work on those things.
Yeah.
But what you do is you put pieces around him that cover up for his weaknesses and the weaknesses that these other guys maybe it'll bring in, they might not be as offensive minded or he can help out on that.
Yeah.
So
Like
yeah,
Dallas. Like they did in
yeah, like
Dallas. Like Philadelphia did with Allen
yeah,
Iverson.
Dallas had the perfect setup. I don't understand. I mean, like for them, I just don't understand the trade. I mean,
But
but
they got lucky because they ended up with Cooper Flag, so now they got somebody they can build around
long term,
down the
yeah,
line. Yeah, it ain't gonna make up for Luca being gone. Maybe down the line they can appreciate it and it can work out for them. They got lucky on that one,
yeah,
with him land that one pick. But yeah, that Dallas should have kept Luca and just kept continue building around him like they were doing. You could slide in a Kyrie here. Maybe a couple years down the line you slide in a Trey Young or slide in this guy. Like you could have kept just working that around him, like they did with AI. But also man with the Lakers, man, like if you gotta just I'll say this. Here's a trade that I think makes sense at this point because of the conditions, right? You have Golden State who lost Butler,
yeah,
right? And this is almost about the end of the line for Golden State and Curry to have any chance of winning anything.
yeah,
Now maybe you could get Golden State, who is an organization that they've been paying taxes on overpaying and all that. But hey, maybe they'll be willing to hit that tax again and pay for a LeBron to try maybe one last gasp here with Draymond and Curry and try to squeeze another championship out, at least in theory. So since they lost Butler with ACL injury, maybe a LeBron can go there. And of course, LeBron would probably do anything to go play with Curry. You know what I'm saying? Because he loves playing with great players. Um, so he'll probably do anything to say, hey, I'll go there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
we'll figure this out and get it to work out both
He
ends.
tried
So maybe they can.
it. you remember? You
Maybe they
remember
can
he
get.
tried it. In
Yeah,
his day, and Rich Paul was like, no, 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 we're not gonna do
yeah. But now the desperation factor in there for Golden
that.
State because you lose Butler. Maybe you do it because they might do this for Curry, and then LeBron gets what he wants. He gets to play with a player as graded or greater than him in his own era. He likes playing with guys at that upper echelon level like that. So he gets what he wants. Golden State get what they want, and maybe the Lakers can get a Kaminga out of it or something,
Yeah,
like to add a type of player to play around Luka.
yeah,
We have to see how they can make that work. But I think that's the only logical spot I can think of now for somebody like
yeah,
LeBron. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because this would be a temporary, a quick fix for Golden State, something that they can do, and then they'll probably blow the whole thing up in 2-3 years anyway.
Well, yeah, and I don't.
We'll say you. Uh,
I think I was looking at it. Or I heard that. I think is it like Steve Kerr is like at the end of his contract. I think they're not even extending him, or
oh yeah,
so like like you say that is a good that may be a good spot, and and I'm pretty sure, like you said, that would be something for LeBron to look for. I mean, they need the body.
right.
Curry is a very adaptable player, so it wouldn't be hard for him to switch up and play with LeBron. They don't really, like you say,
And LeBron will keep the ball in his hand.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And Curry will play off of that because that's how he plays anyway. He's technically not a point guard in my opinion, but like he plays that Allen Iverson type of position. So it seemed like it will work,
yeah.
right? I mean, at least for what they're trying to do.
And like you say, you get a you know, you get Kaminga, and like you say, he's like the biggest oddity It's like you brought this guy in, you kept him, but you
Yeah,
still like haven't like tried to use him, you know. And teams have
yeah.
had interest in him. Somebody's wanted him uh, a couple of times. So I think that would, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I would not be surprised if like you say, as much as Draymond likes to hang on his damn sack, that's his boy. And every time something comes out, he goes and puts on his cape and
Yeah,
and fights for LeBron and oh my God, joking, you talking
and
all this and all that, and it's like, you know, and I guess the other thing too, it got brought up, or I think a little disdain was the fact that they said that she said that Jenny, being that they drafted Bronny basically for LeBron,
yeah.
and you know that he hasn't.
Package him up too.
Oh yeah, he can go. Hey, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that would be an absolute part of it.
Hey man, I think that's the resolution right there, man. So, hey man, Lakers playoff team. Yeah, based on the landscape of the West, Lakers will make the playoffs. Whether the team's constructed like it is now, or even if there's a trade made at the deadline, I think they're good enough to be in the playoff. Obviously, especially when you add the play-in segment too, it's pretty much hard for them to drop out. They'll be somewhere in there, but I don't see this team as any type of threat for a championship.
No,
There's 4 or 5 teams in the West that would wipe them out. Probably 6 teams in a playoff scenario. Minnesota comes to mind. Nuggets come to mind. Spurs, OKC, obviously Houston.
Houston. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So there's already too many ahead of them. We're worrying about long term. Let's go back to the days when we was thinking about the Lakers long term, and I think we're starting to get that back. You know what I'm saying? Once the LeBron era is almost over, we'll have our team back, and so in the meantime, we can still look for this team and think about them in the long term.
yeah.
What you got in closing, bro?
That's about it. Like you say, it's the what ifs, and just the whole this whole thing. Like you say, you see it anyway. Because at the end of this year, he's gone regardless. So he's gone. Uh, if we, like I say, if we could possibly get something out of it, something for him. And like you say, hey, he can go to Golden State. He can play with Steph and Draymond. And even if that team, they get together, they may fare better than he would with the Lakers. And I think I
Yeah,
think that's a realistic thing that they have to look at with him and whoever his people are. But and then like I said, I know you got to go, but we get in. I really wanted to talk about too when we get a chance on that gum, this whole Rich Paul and his nonsense and the things that he's doing. Being
yeah.
a
We can
being,
add a part
yeah,
two
being
to it.
on podcasts, calling for what he was doing. So yeah, but yeah, that's it, man. We have to we have to move him if we can. Uh, and I'm like I say, Jenny was an enabler, but I'm glad that she's gotten to the point now. You've already hit the big thing is already hit. So if a trade does happen, it won't be like out of the blue. It'll be almost like, oh, we knew this was
Right.
going to happen. So everybody gets to save a little face, and we get to move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we're looking forward to, man. And we're gonna move on today, but let's get back together like ASAP and get on that Rich Paul one because that's definitely an interesting topic. So, our next Laker locker room, we'll talk about Rich Paul and some of the incredible comments that he's made over the last couple of weeks here or months. So let's do that.
Absolutely.
All right, then. I'll catch up with you soon. Catch everybody later. We
All
out.
right,